Hello everyone, welcome to my very favorite video to film every month, and that is my game to choose my TBR, and this is for the month of April. Again, very similar to March, April is going to be a very busy month for me school-wise. I have to get through like an entire class block in April. I'm going to be really focused on that. I am not going to have a whole ton of extra time. I do have some work that I'm going to be doing as well. And I just would kind of like the game to be, medium for me this month. Like, we don't have to get 4 books like the other month, but I would like us to not get like 20, So I'm kind of hoping for maybe like around a 7-8 range. I know I'm being quite specific, but you know what? I'm putting it out there into the universe. Maybe the game will listen to me. Maybe it'll be nice to me. We'll see. I don't know, but I am really, I have some books that I do definitely want to get onto the TBR for this month. I'm really looking forward to a lot of them, so fingers crossed I can fit some on and that the prompts at least are nice to me. Let's see how I did for the month of March. So those of you who don't remember, the month of March was extraordinarily nice to me. It was actually insane how nice March was to me, because here's my stack. Now, I do have one book that is not here, and that is Sunrise on the Reaping, which is for Treat Your Shelf. I did read that. I have The Hunger Games for a paperback. I read that as well. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snake, which was a spinner wheel plant on the cover. I read that one. And then Keeper of the Last City, Stellar Loon for a middle grade, which I also read. So I won for March. I don't think this came as a surprise to anyone because I did do a binge of The Hunger Games. So finishing those was kind of a given. And then I only had one book left. So this isn't surprising, and it means we do not have to add an extra black hole on the board, which I am very happy about. We're going to have a clean slate going in. Also, if you notice, the lighting is a little bit different. It is, and I am filming it still kind of relatively early in the day, but it is so dark outside. It is just cloudy to the max. It kind of feels like it's evening time, and it is not. So apologies for that. I'm using my light so that I can actually film today, because today's the only day I'm going to be able to film. But yeah, let's jump into the first roll with no extra black holes on the board. Okay, here we go. First roll. An 11. Oh, we are starting out so well. 11. It's even a star prompt. This is crazy. Audiobook. Beautiful. Love this prompt. Okay, so for our first prompt, we got audiobook, and for that one, I have decided I'm going to go with The Book of Three by Lloyd Alexander. This is the first book in the Chronicles of Prydain series, which is the series that includes The Black Cauldron, which I'm really looking forward to reading, and this is actually my Patreon buddy read for this month. I'm really excited that they chose this one. I don't know a whole ton about the series. I remember watching The Black Cauldron when I was young, and I just don't remember anything about it at this point, but I do definitely want to read this book in this series. I think this is kind of a classic middle grade fantasy series that kind of inspired a lot of other things, and I know so many people that absolutely loved it. So really looking forward to this and to kind of like discussing it with my patrons as well, because I don't think we've ever chosen a middle grade before. This will be the first time. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this. Plus starting out with a short book, an easy one. And the audiobook for this one I will be getting from my library. Roll number 2. Let's keep this up. We get a 4. Ooh, that was close, but still safe. 4, another star, and our prompt is a hyped book, very broad. Okay, another star prompt, and the prompt is hyped. And for this one, I have decided to go with The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 3rd and final book in his Mistborn Era 1 series. This is a reread for me. I'm rereading the entire Cosmere with my Patreons, and this is the book for the month of April, and I can't wait. I love this book so much. I'm really looking forward to reading it again. I feel like every time I reread the Mistborn series, I pick up on other things that I didn't pick up on the first time around, and I just love this series so much. These characters and the world building, the story, the twist, it's just all so good. It just like hits perfectly. And so I'm happy I'm able to fit it on. I love when the prompts let me fit the books on that I want to, and I can't wait to get to this one. Plus, like, look, these new versions, the paperbacks are just the perfect flop. I love them so much. They're just so satisfying. So yeah, second book on the TBR, starting off strong with 2 books that I really want to get on. So I'm very optimistic so far. Next one. Another 4. What's happening here? 4, Sun Prompt, first of the game. A book that starts with S. Ooh, I do not know. That might be hard. I don't know. Okay, we got a Sun Prompt, which starts with S. The Sun prompts can be kind of difficult sometimes, but this one actually worked out pretty well. Usually this prompt is a little bit difficult for me, but I am putting on Son of the Shadows by Juliette Marillier. This is the sequel to Daughter of the Forest, which I read in February and absolutely loved. This author's writing is so beautiful, so atmospheric, and I'm really hoping that that continues in this book. I haven't heard too much about people who have continued on with the series. I've heard some people say that they don't love the rest of the series as much as Daughter of the Forest, and I do know that it's going to like follow different characters and have a like different storyline. We're continuing from the last one, but it's not like the full story of the first one wasn't completed. It kind of felt like it was. So I don't know what we're going to do in this book, but I'm really looking forward to it. I love this author's writing style so much. So I'm hoping that this one will be another one that I love. The first one was 5 stars. I have really high hopes for this one. It is a little bit longer though. So I put Hero of Ages and this one on now. So I'm glad we started off with short middle grade, but I need to like be a little more careful, kind of like mindful of that. But yeah, I'm so excited for this one. I think it's going to be great. I think I'm going to love it. Okay, next roll. Let's be bigger than a 4, please. A 5. Wow, I should have been more specific, apparently. 5, Moon. Okay, we've gotten all the different types of prompts. Self-published book. I think I have a few of those. So I should be able to do that. Okay, Moon prompt. This one is self-published. And for this, I am putting on Free the Darkness, which is the first book in the King's Dark Tidings series. I don't know how many books are in the series, but it's by Kelcade. I have read one other book by this author. I don't remember the name of it. I'll put it up here. It's like Fate of the Fallen or something like that. And I didn't love it, but I've heard that this one is so much better by people who have read both. And this one also, the first book in the series is free on Audible, which I love. This is the book that my sister sent to me for our monthly book exchange, and I am really intrigued by it. I read the back and it kind of sounds like we're following this assassin, deadly warrior type person who has a lot of like deadly skills, but we don't really know why. And I don't know if our main character knows why either. I think that's going to be kind of part of the mystery of this book. So yeah, really looking forward to this book and intrigued to see whether I enjoy it more than the other book that I've read by this author. Okay. We don't want a 4. We don't want a 4 or an 11 at this point. Come on, be nice. We are on a streak of 4s, so hopefully that does not happen again. A 7! Yes, love it so much. 6, 7, no way! This is the second month in a row we have landed on that Comet. This is crazy. Those of you who don't know, a Comet is a free space, so I just get to roll again without picking a book. Whew, okay, again, we don't want a 4. This game is all about 4s for some reason. What? 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 How did we roll 3 4s. 4s are not coming. Okay, fine. You know, it's been a while since I've hit this one, I think. I shouldn't be too upset with it. The game was so nice to me last time. It's fine. It's fine. It was going so well. I was feeling so confident. I got too cocky. I got too happy. It had to like bring me back down to reality. It's fine. Okay, well that was unfortunate. I really thought when we hit that Comet that it was a good sign because last time it was. This time not so much. Look, we cleaned off all the extra black holes and then we landed on the regular black hole and had to go back to the beginning. It is okay. I'm not mad about it. I'm a little disappointed. It was being so nice and my TBR was looking absolutely perfect, but it's okay. It's gonna be fine. I did actually add some series that I have started within the last few months to kind of update it a little bit, but I haven't taken out series necessarily, so we'll see if I end up getting one that I've already finished. So I kind of updated it, but not 100%. This, honestly, I feel like if I pick a super long book, I might just like be ending my ability to win this month. Ooh, almost knocked that over. Can you see it? Nope, it's upside down. Okay. I am not mad about this one. So this is a Crimson Moth. I don't know if that's the name of the series. It might be, or the Heartless Hunter. I can't remember. One of those things. I actually don't own the second book. So the first book in the series is The Crimson Moth or The Heartless Hunter, depending on what country you're in. And then the second book is The Rebel Witch, I believe. I don't own it yet, but I do know that it's out because I remember making sure it was out before I put it in there, which is kind of cool. I picked out one of the ones that's new and newly added. But yeah, so I will need to get the book. I will need to obtain it so I can read it. But this is a YA series that follows a girl who is a witch, and she is working to kind of like underground railroad out some of the witches in this country where being a witch is like against the law and kind of against their religion-esque that they have set up. Witches used to be in charge and they used to be like the ruling class, and then they were overthrown, and now being a witch is very dangerous and they will kill you if they find you. So I'm intrigued to see where we go with it. I'm a little bit nervous though because I hear that people have said the second book focuses a lot more on the romance, and I would kind of like it to focus on like the world and the plot, but we'll see. I did enjoy the first book, so interested to see what I feel about the second book. I'm not mad that it's going on there, but it's not a short series, you know? It's not like an exceptionally long book, but it's not short either, and we are back at the beginning. So, ooh, it's getting dangerous. It's getting really dangerous. Ooh, here we go again with what is essentially rule number 1. 6. That is a safe number, and I'm taking it. I love how I say I'm taking it like I have any kind of choice in the matter. But here we are. We got a moon prompt female author. I read many female authors. This shouldn't be a problem. Okay, another moon prompt. Prompt is a female author, and you know, usually I would not put a book on here that I've already started, but we are back at the beginning, so I am going to, because otherwise I'm going to fail. I might fail anyway, let's be honest, but this one's going on here because I have to read it anyways, and that is Dark Fever by Karen Marie Moning. This is the first book in a paranormal romance series. I think it was originally published back in the early 2000s, and it's still pretty popular. Like nowadays I've seen people reading it and really enjoying it. So this is my Patreon buddy read for the month of March. So I am kind of planning on trying to finish it before March is over. I have a couple days left in the month, and so I wasn't going to put it on because I was planning on finishing it. But now that we're back at the beginning, I'm putting it on because I'm going to need all the help I can get, all the advantage that I can get. And I'm really hoping that I enjoy this book now that I've decided I'm going to read it physically instead of reading the audiobook. I've said this in several of my videos, I think, but the audiobook narrator does a very strong Southern accent, and while that is appropriate to the character, it being a paranormal, like fae-esque romance set in Ireland, it just really kind of pulls me out of the atmosphere of the story. So I've decided I'm going to physical read this, and it'll probably slow me down a little bit just because I won't be able to listen to it while I'm doing other things like cleaning or walking or that type of thing. Still really excited about it, still hoping I really enjoy it, but yeah, this one is going to be going on, even though this is technically a March book, it is going on my April TBR because we are starting over. Oh, next roll, please be nice. A 4. I mean, it's not mean, but it's not very big, and what is up with the 4s this game? Or another moon. Okay, here we go. A book with a weapon on the cover. I read a lot of fantasy. This should be doable. Okay, another moon prompt. We're really getting a lot of those, it seems. Weapon on the cover. And for this one, I have decided to go with The Black Cauldron, the second book in the Chronicles of Prydain by Lloyd Alexander. Again, I've already talked about this series because I put the first book on here, but I figured, you know what, why not? Why not continue on with the series? Because this is the book that I was interested in originally, so it makes sense to put it onto this TBR. And also it's short and it's a middle grade, so I should be able to get through it relatively quickly. This is going on in hopes that I will actually be able to win this TBR, so fingers crossed that that works out, but I am really looking forward to this. I want to get into that like classical fantasy book reading, just kind of like, you know, see some of these books that shaped the genre, and I'm really hoping I enjoy the series a lot because I now have 2 books on my TBR. You know, I feel like being 4 spaces from a wormhole makes me so much more nervous this game than being any other number of spaces from a wormhole. But you know what? We'll see what we get. Maybe it's over the 4s. Maybe I've got them out of my system. Come on, anything but a 4. A 3, wow. Wow. I need to be more specific in my requests, apparently. We are not moving very quickly. Okay, the prompt is a book that was gifted to me. I have so many of these, this should be really easy. Okay, we got the prompt of gifted, which was a star prompt. And this is actually really funny to me, maybe not to everyone else, but I am putting on The Castle of Lear, the 3rd book in the Chronicles of Prydain series. So this series is actually gifted to me by my friend Sophia. And so this fits the prompt of gifted. She said that she read this series and really enjoyed it. And so I'm hoping I will as well. I honestly don't know what to expect necessarily, but now that I have 3 books from this series on this TBR, I'm just like so hopeful that I enjoy it because I can't necessarily like DNF 3 books and not continue on when they are making up a bunch of my TBR. So fingers crossed that I enjoy it. I really think that I will. And also they're really short. If I don't like them, I still can power through to win the game. But I mean, this cover actually is really cool. I like it a lot. I think it's actually really pretty. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this. And I'm actually really glad I'm being able to fit on these short books because I'm nervous. We're getting a little bit long here with this TBR. And I said at the beginning how busy I'm going to be. So I'm really hoping that these books kind of like save the day for me. On the plus side, it's impossible for me to hit a wormhole on this roll. So, you know, I have that going for me. A 10. Oh, so pretty. Okay, yay. Very excited about this. 10 and a star. Oh, all good things. Okay, our prompt is a friend pick. Okay, this could go many, many different directions. We'll see. Okay, we got friend pick, and I messaged my friend Sophia, who actually is the one that gifted me the Chronicles of Prydain Prydain series, and she is going to pick out a book from, well, I'm waiting to hear back. I'm assuming she'll agree to it, but she's going to pick me out a book. I will wait to hear back from her, and then I will film the clip for that and insert it here. Okay, so I heard back from my friend Sophia, and the book that she chose for me to read is Letters to Half Moon Street. I have never heard of this book before, but I'm really excited to try it out. It is on Everand, so that's where I'm going to be listening to it, and she said that the audiobook is really good, so really looking forward to this. Description is London, 1815, where magic can be purchased at convenience and the fashionable and wealthy descend for the start of the social season. But 25-year-old Gavin Hartford finds the city intimidating when he arrives alone to his family's townhouse. The only company he seeks is in his beloved books and weekly letter to his sister Jerry. And then we go along where he meets someone in town and there's a romance. So really excited to try this one out. I think that this will be a lot of fun. Plus it is shorter, which I didn't even tell her that I already had a long TBR. I just said, pick whatever you want, and she chose a short book on her own. Really looking forward to it, and also really grateful that it is a shorter book. So thank you, Sophia, for choosing this one for me. Okay, are we back in the same spot? 5. No, we're 1 off. So we don't want a 5 or a 12. That's good. We can get a 4 and still be safe, which I feel like is very important in this game. Nice numbers. 6. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. 6. Ooh, a double prompt. Sometimes these can be pretty rough. Okay, we have a hardcover and a standalone. Those actually go so well together. This should be very doable. Okay, we got a double star prompt, but it wasn't as bad because it's standalone and hardcover. Sometimes the double prompts are a little bit harder to fill, honestly. But for this one, I've decided I'm going to put on Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. I absolutely love Ava Reid. She is one of my all-time favorite authors, and I have not read this book yet. It came out last year, and I just never got to it. I don't know. I wasn't really hearing people enjoying it. I didn't hear many people talk about this book in a positive light, so I'm a little bit nervous to read it, honestly. I have such high hopes for it because I love this author's writing style, so I am still really hoping that I'll enjoy it. I think I've just been putting it off because I'm nervous that I won't, but I do have this gorgeous special edition of it. It has really pretty sprayed edges as well, so I want to read it, see if I like it, and I really think I'm going to. I love this author's writing so much. I should ignore what people have been saying about it and just go in expecting to love it as much as I've loved her other books. Okay. We don't want a 6. I'm actually going to be specific in my request this time. I want a number bigger than a 6. Hear me? Bigger than a 6. You've got it. Okay, here we go. You can do this. Anything bigger than a 6. A 9. See, I just need to be specific with what I wanted the dice to do, and they did it. Whew. Okay. Boom. We are at the end. That was a little rough, but it could have been worse. Whew. Let's go see what the spinner wheel has in store. Okay, we have made it to the end. We made it to the final spot. I'm so happy about this. I was really nervous. I mean, I'm still really nervous. Our TBR is still long, but we made it safely to the end, and now we are going to spin the wheel. For those of you who don't know, I will spin a wheel of prompts, and then I have 10 seconds to find a prompt to find a book that matches that prompt. Otherwise, I have to spin again. And if I spin the same prompt as I spun last month, I also have to spin again, which was Plant on the Cover. I honestly, at this point, I don't even know what I want. I have some options, but I also have books kind of all around me. And right now I have pretty much every book that I wanted to get on the TBR for this month on the TBR already. So I don't necessarily know what prompt I want to get. So yeah. Okay, I had to wait for the advertisement, like always. But here we go. Oh, keep going, one more. Yes, okay, free pick. And, okay. Aha! Boom. Found one. Oh, let me stop screen recording. Okay. You know, I'm not even mad about it. We now have the 4th book in the Chronicles of Prydain series on this list. It is Terran Wanderer. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I could be wrong. But now we have 4 books in the same series on this TBR. Honestly, this was just like the first one that I went to. If I was given more time, I have a lot of other options I could have picked from, but I really kind of panic in the moment sometimes, and this was just there, readily available, and honestly kind of makes sense, right? I mean, we have 4 books on the same series on here. They're short, they're middle grade, they should be fast reads. So I am happy I was able to fit this on here. I'm actually really excited about this. This is crazy. I have almost the entire series on here. If I had one more, there's only one more book in this series. But this is the final book on the TBR. I'm looking over at it and it doesn't look that bad. Interesting. I feel like it's tricking me. Anyway, let's go through the stack. Okay, here's our stack. And again, it doesn't really look that long actually, but I mean, I think there's 11 books on my TBR. I counted them. So we have a letter. Oh my gosh, what was the name of it? Letters Half Moon Street, something like that. Letters to Half Moon Street for a friend pick. The Rebel Witch for a black hole pick. We have Dark Fever for a female author. Oh, this is going to be hard to remember what all the prompts are for each of these books. Terran Wanderer for a spinner wheel free pick. The Castle of Lear for a gifted book. The Black Cauldron for a book with a weapon on the cover. The Book of 3 for an audiobook. The Hero of Ages for a hyped book. Son of the Shadows for a book that starts with the letter S. Lady Macbeth for a hardcover standalone. And Free the Darkness for a self-published book. Yes, that's all 11 books. Wow, this stack just seems smaller than I would think it would. Maybe it's because of all of these like middle grade books on here, plus I am missing 2 of the books that go on the TBR, but this actually seems like I could maybe pull it off. Am I being unrealistically optimistic here? Wow, I tried to say that and that did not come out well. But I mean, I think I could actually do this. Like, this looks like a stack that I could actually complete. I mean, this one I already am reading with my Patreons. This one I'm reading with my Patreons, and this one I'm reading with my Patreons. So I've like committed to them. These 4 are all middle grades. They should be fairly quick. Like these three I think are going to be the challenge ones, and maybe the Rebel Witch. One of those 4 is going to be the one that gets me if any of them do. I'm predicting it right now. Which one will it be? For some reason, I think it'll be Lady Macbeth. I don't know why, but I like in my head, that's the one that's going to get me if any of them get me. But I think I can actually do this, especially if I start right now and maybe even like finish Dark Fever before April even starts. I don't have a TBR mini Star Hop scheduled for the month of April. I might have to throw it on. We'll see, because those always help me a lot when I have those readathons. Ugh. I might need to see if I can find a weekend where I can do that, but I think that this could actually happen. We'll see. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you actually think I'm going to pull this off, or do you think that this is going to be the month that I add another black hole back onto the board? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you've read any of these books that I've talked about that I really don't know too much about, and whether you like them or not. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.